Welcome to another great week here on the JetSet. Coming up on today's show, we're taking you out to explore Charlottesville, Virginia.
And I'm talking to Ian Moore from Vistajet about the most indulgent way to travel, private jets.
And I've got the travel headlines that have us talking. All of this and more is about to take off. You're watching the JetSet.
Welcome aboard. Are you ready to go? Bobby Laurie and Nikki Noya have your ticket to travel, food, fitness, and everything you need for an on-the-go lifestyle. It's time to Jet Set.
It's that time again to talk travel news on this week's edition of Here's This, powered by TravelPulse.com. Now, despite yet another holiday warning by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention asking Americans not to travel, flyers still flocked to airports all around the country for what was actually a double holiday weekend. Now, according to a report on CNN, nearly 4 million passengers went through TSA checkpoints at airports all around the country for the 4-day period, which began on February 11th and ended on February 14th.
Well, I wasn't one of those people, Bobby.
I know. You haven't been able to get pretty much anywhere at all.
But that's right, it was a double.
It was.
Double.
And you know, the longer the pandemic is going on, more and more people are starting to venture out a little bit.
Well, and also as people are starting to get vaccinated, as we're kind of learning more, everyone's just creeping out.
And it also makes you wonder, like, what's going to happen now for spring break this year, especially in March when colleges and high schools traditionally take their spring breaks, and many students usually head off to warmer locations like Mexico or Florida.
Yep.
What's that going to look like?
I don't know, but I'd like to go and find out. Who wants to go to spring break?
You'll really go anywhere at this point. Like, it doesn't matter to you what the destination, so long as it's not the Washington, D.C. metro area where we are.
That would be a yes. Yeah, where are we going? Where are we going, people?
Now, okay, so random question then. So 4 million people ventured out. Is there what extra precaution would you take to actually go and venture out? Like, what is it that's holding Kenny back from letting you go?
I think it all comes back to Sam. You know, everywhere I go and whoever I'm in contact with also has a direct result about who I expose Sam to.
Right.
So this whole motherhood thing, you know, I don't get to do anything for myself anymore. I have this giant responsibility, but she's so cute, so I would do anything for her.
Well, we do have some trips planned. We're going back on the road ourselves.
And I am so excited.
Season 6 is right around the corner.
Ooh, we are going to a lot of places.
Yes, we are. We're booked up for the rest of the year.
We really are.
All we need now is a vaccine.
Yeah.
That's all. Travel leaders say that they support all efforts to rid the world of the coronavirus pandemic, except for a mandate that would require airline passengers to present a negative COVID-19 test before flying domestically. Now, the CEOs of American, United, Southwest, Alaska, and JetBlue met with White House officials in a virtual meeting, of course, to discuss this proposal. And
this
originally,
is a hot topic.
It is a hot topic. Now, originally, the White House said they were talking about having this domestic requirement where you needed to have the negative test. Now, all of a sudden, they're saying not so much. I think it would really be detrimental to the airline industry in the United States, but it is interesting because, I mean, it would help slow the spread.
This is a everyone has all kinds of, like, do I have to have a card? We get this question on the show all the time. Am I gonna have to show a card like you show your license? Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen, but we gotta get, I think through this year, as people start getting vaccinated and we start to get back to whatever is the next normal, I think that everyone's just gonna be cool. We all wanna get back to work. We all wanna see our family. So I think if everybody's cool and they work together, we're all gonna be good.
We'll be right back in 30 seconds with more of the Jet Set.
And we gotta find that out because we're going overseas next year.
I know. Heart disease is the leading cause of death in the United States. February is American Heart Month, a time when people of all ages can focus on taking steps to support their cardiovascular health. So if you want to get on track to maintaining a healthy heart but don't know where to start, what to eat, or what supplements to use, what should you do? Well, Dr. Taz Bhatia is here and is a practicing integrative medicine physician, wellness expert, and best-selling author, and she has some answers for us. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
So just how important is diet for heart health?
Well, diet's incredibly important, and we really want a diet that's high in omega-3 fats, low in saturated fats, high in plant-based fiber and low in salt. Putting those pieces together really is a recipe for a healthy heart. The problem is so many people have trouble getting those omega-3 levels up and in them. And so, because one of the biggest sources for omega-3 fats is fatty fishes like salmon or tuna. So what we want to do is find an alternative source. So oftentimes we have to look for an ocean-based source of omega-3s like krill oil, which is sourced in the pure Antarctic waters without artificial ingredients.
Why are omega-3s so important for heart health?
Definitely. So omega-3s are one of the most scientifically researched nutrients when it comes to heart health. In fact, according to the FDA, we know that there is supportive but not conclusive research that shows that the omega-3 fatty acids, the EPA and DHA, may reduce the risk of coronary heart disease. Now, it's not just heart health that omega-3s influence, they also influence brain health, joint health, your skin health, eye health, even your immune system. So this is a pretty powerful nutrient that we should be on top of and tracking and monitoring throughout our health journey.
Why is krill oil better than fish oil?
Well, both krill and fish oil both provide omega-3s, but krill oil appears to be more compatible. In fact, krill oil seems to have superior absorption of omega-3 fats in comparison. We also know that krill oil is a little bit more easily digestible. It comes as smaller pills. In fact, krill oil has small pills and mini pills, so you don't have that big pill to take. So many patients complain about that it's hard to swallow, or they're getting that fishy burp or that aftertaste, and that in turn makes them feel uncomfortable. We don't have those issues as much with krill oil. Krill oil also has choline, an essential nutrient, and antioxidants for added benefit.
Where can we go to get some more information?
You can go to KoreyKrillOil.com or to my site to learn more about an integrative approach to health, drtaz.com.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
We've got to take a quick break, but when we come back, Ian Moore from Vistajet is joining us to talk about flying private. You don't want to miss it.
Private jets, luxury.
In honor of Black History Month, the American Heart Association is celebrating Black social entrepreneurs working to transform community health and well-being.
American Heart Association initiatives like the Empower to Serve Business Accelerator and the Bernard J. Tyson Impact Fund help entrepreneurs like me to strengthen our organization's business models and to grow and solve health disparities in our communities.
To learn more, visit heart.org/Black History Month.
As privacy and safety become increasingly important, private jet travel has increased worldwide. And I can't wait. Vistajet is a global company leading the way in exclusive private travel. Here to tell us all about it is Chief Commercial Officer at Vistajet, Ian Moore. Ian, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Nikki. Great to be here.
Tell me about the Vistajet experience.
Yeah, just like our clients, every flight is unique, and our cabin and our entire program is set up with that in mind. For example, is set up for the ultimate cabin experience. It's tailored for every flight and provides an unparalleled service and flexibility. Whether or not the client is looking for a business suite or a restful family space, this is what the focus of each flight will be. Our cabin crew, we have obviously 3 crew, 2 pilots that are trained and fly only 1 aircraft, so their instinctive reactions are set up in the safest manner. But on top of that, our team is trained by the British Butler Institute. I have a WSET training for wine and Northern Nanny College training for the younger flyers. On top of that, we have our private dining experience, which has a bespoke seasonal focus using restaurants on the ground and a well-renowned global chefs for our menus. So we're looking to create what our clients have on the ground, but in the air. We also have our Wine and Sky program, which is the first and only specifically designed wine program for the altitude flying. As we all know, altitude does affect our taste buds, and we've designed a wine program specifically for this. On top of that, for our little flyers, we have our Ventures in the Sky program. This is an educational and adventure program designed by our partners for every family flight. For our 4-legged friends, we have a Vistajet Vista Pet program, which is based on it with veterinary advice on comfort flying for our extended families. And lastly, Reading in the Sky, Vistajet has commissioned Haywood Hills to curate a library for all tastes and timeframes for each of our aircraft.
How does your membership work?
Our membership, again, like our clients, is unique and designed with the customer's specific flying. We have our program flying, which is based on guaranteed availability of 70 plus aircraft all around the world. Replicate, except you have 73 plus aircraft rather than one. We also have our dynamic corporate program, which is based on the throughout the world. Focus is more on exactly what corporates are looking for when they're flying, which does differ from the private flying experience. On top of that, we have our dynamic lease program, which is based on having clients who are looking to keep the aircraft with them for a short period of time over the course of the year.
You have partnerships with the best of the best around the world. Tell me about some of your worldwide connections.
Sure. So our based on not just servicing our clients inside the cabin, but where their destination is. So we have partnerships across many different areas of our service, including the ski slopes, including yacht programs, a Vistajet to estate program, and island partners to ensure that our client is a one-stop service for their travel needs.
What's coming up in 2021?
Well, we're going to continue to focus on our customers and evolve our offerings to support their needs. But one of the things I'm most personally excited about is delivery of our Global 7500. This is going to be a super aircraft that enables incredibly long-range flying and extra cabin space for our aircraft and our customers to enjoy a service that is unparalleled in the marketplace.
Where are you looking forward to traveling?
I'm looking forward to traveling, period, to be honest with you. I'm used to being on the road probably 200 days a year, and I'm looking forward to getting out and being with people, being with different cultures and nuances, and meeting both my customers and my staff all around the world.
Where can people find more information? I am so ready to fly.
Great, we'd love to have you. You can find us on www.vistajet.com.
Thanks, Ian.
Thanks, Nikki.
Just because Valentine's Day is over doesn't mean we should stop thinking about hearts. The American Heart Association has more.
Both unsweetened green and black tea provide benefits, and adding it as part of a healthy diet may help lower your risk of heart disease.
Unsweetened tea is hydrating and contains 0 calories. It can be a really important part of a heart-healthy diet. In addition, it's important to be active and maintain healthy blood glucose, blood cholesterol, and blood pressure.
Learn more about simple ways to keep your heart healthy at lifeiswhy.org.
We're taking you out to explore Charlottesville, Virginia right after a quick break. You won't want to miss it. I loved Charlottesville.
I love it there.
Enjoy.
They got to watch the commercials first, then they can enjoy.
Those two. Located a short drive from our nation's capital, Charlottesville, Virginia is full of warm, progressive southern charm, and we had a chance to explore this lovely town. Check it out. Just 100 miles south of Washington, D.C., in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains, lies the family farms, world-famous historical sites, and culture-rich downtown that make up Charlottesville and Albemarle County. I found a gem of a hotel, the Draftsman, right on the edge of the huge University of Virginia campus.
The thing behind Autograph Collection is it's nothing else like it.
Oh, I like it.
Which means that if you go to any other autograph collection that Marriott has, you will never find any of them to be the same. So it's nothing else like it. They're all different.
I love the
absolutely.
decor in here. It is so beautiful. Tell me a little bit about the amenities that you guys have here.
Absolutely. Well, some of the amenities that we do have, of course, we have a full-service restaurant.
Yes, it was delicious.
And I'm going to talk a little bit about that. We are doing a name change on that, which is going to be called the Ridley.
Okay.
And that will take place in 2021, first quarter. Well, the Ridley is named after Walter Ridley, who was the first African American who went to UVA.
Really?
It's a great local location, and
It is. It's great. It's close to everything.
Absolutely.
And it's comfortable. It's beautiful, and I'm so happy to be back at a hotel.
Absolutely.
Then it was time to tour Monticello, the famous home of Thomas Jefferson. But as my guide says, it's much more than just a house. Linnea, thank you so much for having me here at Monticello. We're in living history right now. This place is incredible, and it's huge. There's just so many things going on here. Where do I even start? Let's talk about kind of the history and how did this place get started?
Yeah, absolutely. So, Thomas Jefferson, born in 1743 at a plantation about 2 miles away from where we're standing right now.
Oh, okay.
As he was growing up, there was nothing on this, what he called Little Mountain, which is what Monticello means. And so when he was a teenager, early 20s, he decided this is where he wanted to have his home because of the view.
This view is absolutely breathtaking.
Absolutely.
I could just sit there all day and look where all the plants and vegetables are and overlooking that view. That is just spectacular.
And that's the way people have been feeling for over 200 years. So it's not the most convenient thing to have a home on top of a small mountain, but that was definitely what Jefferson was thinking about. And so he began designing Monticello when he was 26 years old.
Really?
26, yep. And it became a 40-year construction project.
Really?
And so sometimes we talk with our visitors to say, like, so if you have any ongoing home construction projects, maybe there's something similar. A lot of times people do think about just the house, but it was a plantation. It was a 5,000-acre plantation in Jefferson's time. People also easily think only about Thomas Jefferson, but the vast majority of people who lived here were enslaved men, women, and children. And it's so important to be talking about the history of slavery, the history of the plantation, because that is American history.
It is American history. You guys have done a really great job about communicating and telling the story about how life was then and everything that went on, and being very inclusive about all of the things that happened. Have you guys seen a kind of, you know, a resurgence of interest in kind of what's been going on and like Hamilton, for example?
Yes, absolutely. We were delighted when Hamilton came out because there are, I believe, 2 mentions of Monticello. We get excited every time we hear the lyrics. And definitely it has made, I think, the founding era much more relatable to many more people. And so it's fantastic to see families, particularly with teenage children, come up here, and the kids are so excited. And so we're able to show there's a Hamilton bust in the main house, and we're able to show that and really spark some good conversation.
So Linnea, what can someone expect when they come to Monticello and take a tour? What can someone expect on a day here?
So we offer tours inside the house. We also are always communicating outside the house about both our gardens and grounds as well as slavery at Monticello.
Okay.
And so it just depends on the season what those tours are going to be looking like. But there is a lot to explore on the mountaintop. You can walk along Mulberry Row, see some recreated structures, which is where a lot of the enslaved community lived and worked. You can also go underneath the house and see a number of exhibits. So there's just so much to see and do. And our visitor center, which has a museum area at it, and the museum shop.
So plan to spend a whole day in really living history. Linnea, thank you so much. Where can people find more information so they can book their trip here?
It's at monticello.org, and they'll find all the information they need on that website.
Fantastic. I'm going to go sort of take a peek inside. Let's
Wonderful.
walk. Okay, let's go.
Great.
We've got to take one last break, but I've got your weekly dose of travel inspiration still to come. All right, Bobby, it's time again to start planning travel for this year, and we're here to help on the go, where this week we're sending you to explore Mobile, Alabama.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, well, go eat at Noble South. This is one of those rare restaurants where they do so much. Excellent value, plate lunches, ambitious meatless Mondays, brunches, dinner, but do it all well enough that it's hard to know where to begin. I love having those problems.
So do I.
Those are great problems. And Bobby and I love Eggs Benedict, right? We would have that.
I can eat it all day long.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay, go walk historic downtown Mobile. Visitors can gain a sense of Mobile's history by walking through the city's romantic historic districts. There are 7 designated historic districts in Mobile. I didn't know that. Each with its own unique character and architectural heritage.
So when are we going to Mobile then?
Dude. Soon. Okay, go stay at
the Admiral downtown.
The Admiral downtown Mobile. Look forward to authentic personalized service from the dedicated staff in a beautiful and historical setting. Plus that nice southern charm, I just love it. It might not be the first destination that you think of, but with a wealth of cultural significance, fresh seafood, and French influence, this is a great place to visit. Thanks for watching. Go and book your trip. See you in Alabama.
See you next week, everyone.